are students from the Czech Republic, and today we will tell you what we done this week. So, the World War I took a place from 1914 to 1918. These 4 years were for soldiers very horrible, and this week it told me about a lot about this problem, about wars. How worthless the war is. Many people died for no reason, and their families lost their loved ones. Well, this week I gained so much information about World War I. This week we visited so many interesting places like monuments, a museum, cemetery, remembering fallen soldiers, and the soldiers which weren't found are remembered at Meningate in Ypres, so they will never be forgotten. We should think about it and ensure that wars won't ever take place again. Thank you.
In this week, we visited 3 cemeteries, and the view of it was really impressive and terrible at the same time. But the most impressive one for me was the British cemetery, which was the largest. It was horrible to see how many men died here, and that those young men neither knew what they had to expect, nor had a chance to choose their fate. I learned a lot from this visit, and I think it will stay in my mind for a long time. I'm glad that I visited those cemeteries, and I think that everyone should see and visit them at least once in their lives. I hope that this terrible war won't be repeated and that we will learn from our past. Thank you.
We saw a lot of monuments which remember us of how many soldiers died in World War I. Also, we took part in the past ceremony in Ypres. We had an opportunity to lay a wreath of poppies. It was a really sad and emotional experience. I realized that all soldiers had a family which had to accept their death. We also visited in Flanders Films Museum in Ypres. I saw there a lot of interesting things which were used in World War I. There were also actors who told us the real story about real people from the past. In towers we could see really terrible photos of people who lost their lives in war. I think everyone should visit this museum.
This week I learned about disease in World War I. The World War I was terrible because it caused a lot of death disease. For example, the soldiers had trench foot, trench fever, and they were poisoned by gas. I had a chance to get know more about this billing gas in a museum. Also, I had a chance to see the evolution of prosthetics. It really surprised me. As a medical student, I'm interested in medical things, so I was very impressed by the inventions. For example, gas masks, first aid box, bandages, and so on. I think that work in hospitals was very hard and exhausting. I think that week was very interesting for me, and it gave me a lot to think about. Thank you.